Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm in Tilbury in Essex in England, and I'm actually in a fort called the Tilbury Fort, which was actually built in the 1500s during King Henry VIII's time. And as you can see from what is behind me, since that time this fort has existed here, and over time this has been used for various defensive purposes, and it has also been used as a garrison during the Second World War time. And along this fort there are some really interesting guns mounted to show what it would have been like at the time. So let's go and explore. So these are some of the guns that are set up on the perimeter wall. I mean, I'm not a gun expert, I'm not an artillery expert, so I don't know what caliber gun this is. But some of these guns are actually the original guns. So there's I think one gun that is from the Elizabethan time. So that has existed on this site from Queen Elizabeth I's time. But most of these other ones are actually replicas. I think this one is probably a replica. As you can see, yeah, I believe this is a replica. And if you walk further down there, I think this one, the next gun there, is also a replica, but the gun after that is probably a real gun. So this one, I think, yeah, that looks like a replica, just to show how it must have been during those times. But let's go and check that one out right at the end, that one there. So this looks like the real deal. I mean, yeah, so you can see it says British Steel here. So it's made by British Steel, the British Steel Company, and all of these look like they're real. So I think this is the real deal. And so using this, you can probably turn it. Well, no, I'm not strong enough to turn that, and I don't know whether there was a separate person to actually turn this. So there are, yeah, it was, I believe there were probably two people on each side to turn this thing, because this is mounted on a circular platform which can turn. So obviously when the enemy ships come through here, they can turn and attack them. And obviously this is a very strategic position, because any enemy that comes through here, comes through this Thames estuary, can sail up all the way up River Thames and go all the way to London and into England. So it makes really good sense to have this fort here, where in the past they could have intercepted those enemies at the entrance and could have prevented them from going in. It's quite a windy day today, and the fort is now actually next to a ferry terminal. So as you can see there, so there are ferries that take people from England across the not just people and vehicles and goods from England across the English Channel to the continent. Yeah, that's and the fort today is actually a tourist attraction. It is maintained by English Heritage, so you can come in and visit here. I think the entrance fee now is about $6.90 for an adult. Yeah, it's a good day out. It's a place for a nice day out if the weather is good. Obviously not on a day like this where it is a bit overcast, and I think it is going to rain in a bit. So I'm going to continue my tour and go and cover the fort as quickly as possible. So the guns we saw up there, so here's a description of what they were. So they were quick firing guns which were actually mounted on warships, but then they started mounting them on coastal defenses, like these ones we can see here as well. So all around this site you can see storage spaces for guns, gunpowder, etc. Wow, look at these guns, massive. And yeah, it's mounted on a massive base, and obviously there are signs to warn you that there is a sheer drop, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful here. Don't think I can go down from there, but look at the size of the barrel. Let's go and see. Wow, it's nearly the size of my face actually. I wonder how these were, how they managed to turn this around. So I'm gonna go in here, the magazine passage. So this was a place where they used to store stuff so that it can be protected from attack and bombardment. So as you can see, it is inside inside a massive earth mound. So right, so we are gonna enter from here and go all the way in and probably come out of that way. I wonder what those chimneys are. So maybe I wonder whether there are facilities to cook food inside as well. Obviously, if you have to be stuck inside one of these things for a long time. I'm not sure how the lighting is going to be, because this camera is not very good under bad lighting. So I need to actually, before I go in, I need to get my Corona gear on. Right, so I've got my Corona gear on, and let's go in. So this is for the people who were staying inside. So as you can see, obviously this was used as a garrison, so there were soldiers living here. So these are information for those soldiers. There's more stuff there, and let's go further in. Okay, this is like an underground bunker. Wow. There are different rooms, and it's quite cool in here. Obviously, now we are underground. Right, what is this here? Let's see. This is where the shells were stored. So I think the earlier room we saw and this one were both used to store shells. So these are the guns that we saw up, and this is the plan. I'm here, and this is the first cartridge store that I saw. And there are further cartridge stores and shell stores here. Right, so let's go further down and explore. Okay, what do we have here? So this is the other cartridge store. Again, you can't see much there. And right, yeah, so I'm here. This is the one we saw earlier, and we can't go this way because it's closed. So I'm gonna go this way and look at the magazine passage and go through the exit. Right, so let's continue.
Look in the rooms, they could be hiding in the rooms.
Right, okay, so we are going this way, and this is the other cartridge store. So these are the shells that are used for the for the guns above. I think I mentioned that before as well. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. Right. Yeah, that's the second one. Right, and we are at the exit here, I believe. Yes. Yeah, right. So as you can see, yeah, that's the way out. So before I began going in, I showed you the entrance from here, over there, and then we went all the way in, and then came out of there. Right. So I think my Corona gear can come off now, and I'm going to go further and explore the other side of the fort. Right, there's another storage area here, so I need to put my Corona gear on and go in again. So let's try that as well. And look at these. What do we have here? Are those cannonballs? I have no idea. Let's go in. This is a gunpowder store. As you can see, gunpowder barrels, 100 pounds each. Wow. So this building is one of the two identical gunpowder magazines built at Tilbury Fort in 1716. So, wow. Look at the amount of gunpowder that must have been stored here. So this was built in the 1500s, and I think later on also it sort of held military value. But I think when it later on, by about the 20th century, it had lost its sort of military value, but it still provided some or helped some in some ways during World Wars. So, for example, you can see here how it was used during the two World Wars. There it is here. It says by the 20th century, Tilbury Fort had little military value. In the First World War, it was initially a holding depot for troops on their way to France, and from 1916 it was used as an ordnance depot. The fort was armed with an anti-aircraft gun, which it was claimed in 1916 may have helped to damage the German Zeppelin, which subsequently crashed into the sea. So even in 1939, during the Second World War, it was turned into a gun operation room, controlling the anti-aircraft defenses of the Thames and Medway gun zone. So yeah, although it wasn't a fully operational or a fully fledged defense installation, it still had some significance even in the 20th century during the two world wars, even though this was built in the 1500s by King Henry VIII. Well, these floorboards are really creaky, right? So you can see there's lots of information here. I'm not going to go through all of these. Right. So that's how it looks from up above. Actually, there's a photo here. I can show you. That's how the fort looks from the top. Right. What do we have here? Powder magazine crane. So this is how they lifted these kegs. So that's the crane, and again, this is how these would have been used to store gunpowder. So and this is the real. This is, I think, yeah, this is a real gun, and wow. probably this platform is probably for the person to stand on and load the gun. And obviously there are these 4 anchors on each side to hold the gun while it is firing, so you can station it and fire. And look at this one. I think this is an anti-aircraft gun. Reminds me of World of Warcraft, and some of those strategic games I used to play. Yeah. Wow, look at this. This is the oldest chapel within a fortress in Great Britain. The chapel was last used in 1940 as a gun operations room for the anti-aircraft defenses of this area. Right, so I've got my corona gear on. I'm gonna go in and see. So that's it from Tilbury Fort. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Until we meet again with another adventure like this, bye for now, and thank you for watching.